what to do. I know like everybody is asking for a date. First product I'll show you guys is my friends, and welcome back to another studio vlog. If you are new here, my name is Emily and I am the creator and designer behind the Aesthetic Dollar, which is a budgeting brand, and I design simple and minimal budgeting tools to bring the fun and aesthetic back into budgeting. So I'm starting this vlog off on a Friday and it's about 10 a.m. I spent a majority of the morning packing orders and the sun was shining in through the window, so I knew that the lighting was going to be really difficult to work with, so I didn't actually film the order packing, but we will definitely have order packing in this video. I've also had several requests lately in the comments of people asking me just to do like a real-time order packing video with like very few edits, and so I actually did film that last week, so at some point I'll get that put up on the channel for you guys. And I was thinking that since I normally listen to like relaxing music while I'm packing orders, that I would put some relaxing music over the order packing so that it kind of feels like you're there. Obviously I'll have to not put the actual music I'm listening to because of copyright issues, but I'll try to make it like the same vibe as what's actually happening here when I'm packing orders. But anyway, so what I'm going to work on next is I have been getting in some shipments for the advent calendar box. So I spoke about this in my last vlog, but I did a poll on Instagram where I was asking if people wanted to know ahead of time what was in the box or if they wanted it to be a complete surprise. I was so surprised that almost 65% of you guys wanted to know what was in the box ahead of time, and the rest of you guys wanted it to be a surprise. So anytime I show anything that's going to be in the advent calendar box, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, I will always give you a spoiler alert so that you know it's coming, so that if you are somebody that wants it to be a surprise, it can still stay a surprise. And I'll also put on the screen what point in the video you need to fast forward to so that you're not seeing anything that's in the advent calendar box. There are going to be some upcoming vlogs that are heavy on the advent calendar box, so some of them you might just want to wait to watch until, you know, after you get your advent calendar box. But how many times can I say advent calendar box in 1 minute? Anyway, what I'm going to start working on this morning, I have a bunch of boxes that, and if there's anything you guys need to know about me, I hate clutter. Like, I absolutely hate clutter. So actually looking around here, there's a lot of things around the shop right now that are bothering me because it looks like clutter. But the biggest thing is that I have a bunch of boxes on the floor, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been tripping over them while I'm picking orders. So I need to get those off the floor. I wanna get them broken down and brought down to the recycling so that I can just be done with them, because we are getting a shipment of 7 huge boxes in the mail tomorrow. And I'm especially excited for this order because it's actually, I think 3 or 4 potentially of the items that are going to be in the advent calendar box. So it's just going to be a really, really fun shipment. So we will be opening that together in an upcoming vlog, but I will always give you guys a spoiler alert when I'm going to do anything that pertains to the advent calendar box, just for the people who want it to remain a surprise. I've also already mentioned this, but I think I'm going to mention it in every video just so there's no confusion, because I keep calling it an advent calendar box. And this year, and probably going forward, we're doing something different. It's the same concept as an advent calendar box, but instead of counting down to Christmas, we're going to be counting down to the new year, because that's when people like to start new goals, and a lot of people just view the new year as a fresh start. So I thought, what a perfect way to ring in the new year than to do a countdown to the new year with a bunch of tools and products that are going to help support you in setting those goals, creating consistency, and also are just super fun to open. So that being said, we have 2 shipments that I want to try to go through so that we can get them on the shelves. And we're not going to start putting stuff together quite yet, but I'm just going to focus on like unpacking and counting so that if there are any issues with any of the inventory, we can get that ironed out before it's too late. So first things first, we are going to open up the shipment that's sitting on the floor over there and get that put on the shelf so that we can get rid of those 3 boxes. All right, I just realized I completely forgot to give you guys a spoiler alert. So if you're somebody that wants the advent box to be a complete surprise, then you need to click away within the next 3 seconds, and I will put right here at what point in the video you can fast forward to so that you're not seeing anything in the advent calendar box. Okay, so you have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, if you're still here, you wanna know what's in the advent calendar box. So this year I did start planning the advent calendar box really, really early in the year, like months and months ago. So I did get samples of every single thing that's going to be in the advent calendar box. But what I've learned is that even when you get samples of things, sometimes the sample's really great and then you get the bulk order in and it's kind of sloppy. I'm not worried about this product because you'll see. Okay, so I'm not gonna say like I don't have the piece of paper in front of me. I have all the days planned out, but I don't know exactly what day this is for. I am really excited about these. So the first product I'll show you guys is, actually I'm gonna take it out of the packaging first because it's kind of hard to see. These highlighter pens. They are so stinking cute. So they're dual head and I can show you guys what they look like. So they come with this cute little case. And there are 2 different types. So you've got one that is a bit more pointed or precise, I guess you could say. And then the other side is kind of like a true highlighter. The set comes with 5 colors, so I can show them to you guys. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but it's like a pink, a yellow, a blue, a purple, and a green. So these are super, super cute, and they kind of go along with something else that's in the box, but that product hasn't arrived yet. So this will be one of the items in the advent calendar box, and yeah, I'm just really excited about them. So we have a lot of these to unpack, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these put on the shelf so that we can get these boxes thrown away, and then we will move on to the next thing. All right, well that took a lot less time than I thought it was going to. I didn't realize that several of the sets were in like the big boxes, which I could just easily put on the shelf because we'll go through those later when we're gonna like put them in the packaging and stuff. So I just wanted to get them up off the floor and on the shelves. So next, I talked about these in my last vlog, but we have a really fun savings challenge that we are putting in this year's advent calendar box, and I'm just really proud of this one. We've never had anything like it in the shop. I did notice when I was opening them though, that there are some that may need to be replaced. So I just need to count them and figure out what exactly is going on. So I will go ahead and show you guys exactly what this is going to, well, not exactly, because I don't have the trackers yet. Maybe I'll wait until I have the trackers. They're in production right now. So once I have the trackers, I will show you guys what the finished product will look like. I can give you a general idea. So this is with our A5 acrylic binder, and it does have a film over it, so it's not gonna look they're crystal clear, but it's not gonna look very much like that. But it says my next chapter. It is a $2,000 savings challenge, and the front will be this clear acrylic with the title on it, and then the back part of the binder will just be the crystal clear like acrylic piece, and then it will have black rings. And then there are different pockets that you will save for. So like this is $5, so this page you'd save $20. And so there's $5, $10, $15, $20, and $50. So it's kind of like denominations, but you save $2,000 at the end. So what I was noticing, and let me see if I can find an example. How about instead of me searching right now, I'll start going through these, and when I come across one, I will show you guys what I'm talking about. But basically what happened is that I noticed they printed them upside down. So they are, if you hold it like this, the opening of the pocket is like down here. So I just need to go through all these and double check them. And if there are anywhere the pockets were printed upside down, alert my manufacturer and let her know. And she's incredible, so she'll fix it immediately and get these sent out in time. I just want to make sure I give her enough time because The last thing I want is for me and my manufacturer to be stressing out about a timeline. So I always try to stay on top of timelines especially. So I'm gonna start going through these. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna get through. It's currently about 10:30 and I do need to film my cash stuffing video today, and I need to leave at around 2 o'clock because I need to go to the bank to do another international wire transfer. I need an oil change and I need to stop at the post office. I need to do all of that by 4 o'clock when I need to go pick up Eli. So anyway, that to say, I do have plenty of time to get everything done. I'm just not exactly sure how quickly I'll be able to get through these, but my plan and my hope is that I'll be able to get through all of them today. So let's get started on these, and when I come across one of the ones that was printed upside down, I'll show you guys what I mean. All right, so I have a stack right here that I need to kind of go through, and there's nothing wrong with them, but some of them got like the little hole punch. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right there. Of just like when they hole punched these out, and I just want to get it out of there so it doesn't create an indent in the envelopes. And then there's just some that have like specks in them that I want to try to get off just to make sure that they are clean and crisp looking. But yeah, overall they look really good. There were none that were printed upside down for this version anyway. I think it was the $15 one that I had seen, so we'll just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go through these and get these little circle things out of there, and then these ones will be all good to go. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put these on the shelf or what I'm gonna do, because once I've gone through them all, I need to bundle them up so that all the packs are together. And this savings challenge is going to be the most time-consuming thing that we have in the Advent box, just because there's a lot of separate components that we need to pack up together. I really wish that my packaging would get here, because then we could start putting things together, setting them in totes and setting them aside, but I just checked the tracking and they are still at sea, so we won't have those yet for at least another probably week or so, which is fine. So I'm just gonna continue what I'm doing and keep going through these. And then, yeah, once I go through them all, we'll be able to package them up, whether that's today or another day. We will get to that eventually. All right, just a little update. So it is about 12:30. Chris just left and we had lunch, and he actually helped me carry down a desk that I don't need here anymore, and my sister Anna is actually going to take it. So we got that out of here, which honestly makes it look a lot better in here. I talked about clutter earlier, and today is the day we're slowly getting rid of clutter. I got through the 5s and the 10s for the savings challenge, and we just need to do the 15s, the 20s, and the 50s. But I'm gonna switch gears and film my cash stuffing video because my fingers are honestly hurting from moving that desk. Going through those bundles is also really hard on my fingers. So I'm just gonna switch gears and relax my body and relax my mind and do some cash stuffing. And then after that, we will continue to work on the advent calendar box stuff as long as I can until I need to leave, which like I said is about 2:30. So let's do the cash stuffing. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I just want to give you a special... All right, you guys, I just wrapped up my cash stuffing video. It's actually about 10 after 2 right now because I did film some short form content as well because I need to get better at that. But I did film that, so it just took a little bit longer, plus doing the thumbnail and all of that. So I do need to head out though because I need to get to the bank by a certain time in order to do the international wire transfer. And since it's Friday, if I don't do it today, I can't do it till Monday. And I really need that order to get sent out ASAP because it does contain things for the advent box. So I'm going to head out, but I will see you guys back here again on Monday. Good morning and happy Monday. It has definitely felt like a Monday today, and not the Mondays that I normally love because you guys know I love Mondays, but today has just been a really weird day so far. I have been doing so good lately with writing things in my planner and remembering things because we have 4 kids and there's just so much to remember with school, like things they need to bring, certain clothes they need to wear on certain days, and it's just like so much to remember. And then you add in like conferences and all these things. Well, this morning on the way to school, I randomly remembered that Bristol was supposed to be wearing a neon shirt because they're having a neon party with like a black light today, and I had specifically gotten her a neon shirt but forgot to put it on her. So I dropped the kids off at school, had to run home and get that shirt, went back to the school, helped her change, and then I needed to go get an oil change. So I was getting an oil change, and while I was sitting there, Chris called me and informed me that there was a snake in our house. Now we live in Minnesota, so we really only have like gardener snakes for the most part. The actual like danger aspect is not really a thing because gardener snakes are harmless, but ew. Like, I hate snakes. I think they, and the worst part is it was in Liam's bedroom, so we're not going to tell him about that, but now we need to watch out for more snakes to make sure we don't have an issue. My guess is that because it's getting colder out, things are going to start making their way into the house, looking for warmth. Normally that doesn't happen with snakes. I've never seen a snake in a house that I've ever lived in before, so that was really weird. And he did find the snake because our cat Ted was playing with the snake. So at least Ted is doing what we got him for, which A, is to be loved and to love us, but also like he has a job in our house. He is on mouse patrol, so he catches all the rodents and all the things that come into our house that are not welcome at our house. So he's been doing a really good job of that, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so that happened, and then I got my oil change, and by the time I got to the shop, it was almost 9 o'clock, which is a lot later than I normally like to start. So I was already feeling a little bit behind, and I came upstairs and dropped off my stuff, and then I have some boxes that I need to carry in, so I went back down to my car, not realizing that I had shut the door and locked my keys inside. So I had to wait 20 minutes for Chris to bring me my spare set of keys, which ended up working out fine because I just sat in the hallway and edited a few short form videos. But I'm like, and it is now 10 o'clock and I have not started on anything yet. So I just feel really behind now. So what I'm going to do is actually go downstairs and carry up those boxes because I did not do that because I didn't realize I had also locked my car. So in the meantime, I locked myself out of my car and the shop here. So all of that being said, it is definitely not going to ruin our day. We are still going to get a lot done today, but I do need to sit down at the computer and do some admin because it is Monday morning and I know I have some emails that I need to respond to. We also need to pack orders, and some of the things in the boxes we are bringing up is more of the thank yous and freebies for orders, which I'm completely out of. So we need to make some of those. those, get the orders packed, and then I want to keep going with these, please make sure you can't see them. You can't. These advent calendar box things that we were working on. So we'll work on that in a little bit, but I also got another shipment this weekend. It's, I think, 10 boxes. So it's a good thing that we've been working on this to clear out boxes, because we are going to be having so many boxes arriving that there's no way I'm gonna be able to fit everything in here if we don't keep going through stuff. So I'm gonna start carrying up those boxes, and then we're going to jump into making the thank you packets and printing off labels for the orders. So tired. We had Rowan's birthday party with family this weekend on Sunday, and I'm just so tired. I don't know. But something really fun that happened this weekend. So Sunday was yesterday. Today's Monday. Chris and I got baptized together, which is so cool. And I was baptized when I was probably about 10 years old, but I really wanted to have that be something that Chris and I did together. Obviously, that was 25 years ago that I was baptized, and I wanted to do it alongside of him because he had never been baptized, and our kids got to watch it. So it was really, really special, and it ended up working out perfectly because a lot of my family lives pretty far away, so they were able to come be there for that as well. So it was a really fun weekend, but I'm really dragging, to be honest with you, and I have a little bit of a headache, which is kind of more of a sinus headache from just my fall allergies. I think I'm gonna put some more peppermint oil on my forehead and see if I can't get it to go away. I also have cramps, which is super fun, so yeah. That is why I moved over here, because I needed to sit down to do this, and then I'm gonna do my emails and print off the packing slips so that we can get to pulling and packing the orders. But I just wanted to get as many of these made as I could for now. This is more than enough for the amount of orders we're packing today. I think I'm just gonna pack up maybe 30 or 40 orders, and then we'll start working on the advent calendar box stuff again, because like I said, we have a lot of boxes that we are bringing to the shop, most likely tomorrow. I'm not sure if Chris will bring them today or not, but I do have a few more in the back of my car that I need to grab. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on keeping on. I literally have not had a day like this in so long. I am so tired and just really foggy. Like my mind is really foggy. For example, it's 1:47 and I'm just starting to pack orders now, which is crazy. Normally I'm just like moving a lot faster, but it was just like I can barely form a thought today. Hormones are wild, but I'm gonna keep chugging along and get as much done today as I possibly can. I know from experience tomorrow will be a much better day, and we do still have one more day together for this vlog, so stay tuned. We will get through this together. All right, you guys, I just got done packing all the orders that I printed off for today. It is currently 3:10, so I need to leave in about 50 minutes to go pick up Eli. I have a few things I need to get done on the computer. I have some designing that I need to finish up and some orders that I need to place, and I've been putting this off for way too long. So since I'm really low energy today, I figured I could get that done so I can just sit and rest my body, and tomorrow we will work more on the advent calendar box stuff, as well as breaking down the many boxes that I have over there. I was gonna do it right now and I'm like, I just don't have the energy to do it. So I'm just going to take it easy and finish up what I need to on the computer and then close up the shop for the night. But I will see you guys back here tomorrow morning. Hello, my friends, and happy Tuesday. It is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I spent almost all day so far today sitting at the computer. I mentioned yesterday I had a bunch of designing to catch up on. I had a lot of things started, but just needed to put on like the finishing touches because there are going to be a lot of new designs coming to the shop to replace some of the designs that we've had for quite a while. I always like to freshen things up because for my personal setup, I get bored with things pretty easily. So I just assume that there's other people out there who want something new and fresh. And I'm also somebody that I like everything to match and to like flow together. So I've been working on a lot of new designs for most of the products in the shop actually. So I got those ordered and they are currently in production. I had some invoices that I had to pay, so I got those paid. I also checked on some of the shipments for the advent calendar box, and I'm starting to get a little bit nervous with timing of everything because normally what I've done in the past, and this is my third year doing an advent box, normally what I've done in the past is, okay, my computer's making like a really weird high-pitched sound right now, probably because I've been on it all day and it is a very old laptop, but I will try to edit that sound out because it's bothering me and I don't want you guys to have to listen to it. So I will do my best to edit that out when I'm editing this video. But what I was saying is that in the past, when I've done the advent box, I normally do the pre-orders at the end of October, and I'm a little hesitant to do it that early only because I want to make sure that everything is going to arrive in time. Because if it's not, I do have backups and I do have a plan, so I'm not worried about that, but it will change the cost of the advent box. So my hope and my prayer is that all of this arrives on time. There are kind of like the main thing for the box is likely going to arrive mid to late November, and that is just cutting it so close. So I don't know what to do. I know like everybody is asking for a date and when it is going to launch. I promise you are not going to miss it. I will blast it everywhere. Like everyone will know when the advent calendar boxes go on pre-order. Everyone will know. So you're not going to miss it as long as you periodically check Instagram, check your email, watch my YouTube videos, or check my community tab over on YouTube. So you won't miss it as long as you're staying like even the smallest amount of involved with my socials. So I know you guys are wanting like a definitive date as to when it's going to go on pre-order, and I just don't know yet because there's just still a lot of moving parts happening. So I thought I had ordered everything with enough time, but apparently I cut it a little too close for a couple of the items. Either way, if they don't get here in time for the advent box, I will still list them. Like they're still going to be available, but I just don't have an exact answer right now. And I just feel really bad because I know you guys are so excited, as am I. So stay tuned for an actual date. I might have to move the pre-order date till November, which is fine because they don't ship out until late November, early December anyway. So it's not like it's going to make that big of a difference. I honestly could do the pre-order mid-November and it would be fine. And it honestly would probably make more sense. The only reason that I've done it late October in the past is because there were some things that I was like hand making or things that I was ordering from a manufacturer here in the States and would only take a week or two to get. So that helped me plan with that. But this year's Advent box, everything was ordered ahead of time. So I only have so many, which a lot of you guys have been asking. I am going to have 300 boxes this year, which I've never had that many. So I'm hoping I don't have a lot of extras, but 300 boxes is what we're going to have. But also along with that, once they're gone, they're gone. So if you do want one, I would be there right when the pre-sale starts. Historically, we have not sold out. Last year we did sell out of the Advent boxes, but like at the very last minute. So they did not sell out the moment that they went on pre-order or anything like that. So it's always hard to predict those types of things, but just from historically what has happened, that has been the case. I feel like I've been talking for a long time, but I've also not really talked to anyone today because like I said, I've just been sitting at the computer. It's raining and gloomy outside and it's kind of cold. So it's like the perfect day to just sit at the computer with my heated blanket. I've been drinking coffee all day. I should probably eat something, but I do want to get a few things done around the shop and I want to finish what I started the other day with the Advent calendar box item that we were working on. So I think I'm going to get through what I at least have sitting on the island. I only have a couple of hours before I need to leave. So I want to at least get through that. And I also got in another shipment of cash trays. So I want to get those put on the shelf and update that inventory because I have been getting back in stock requests for those. So let's head over to the island and just start working through all of the things, all of the projects that we have started over there. I almost forgot to give a spoiler alert. So I'm going to work on Advent calendar stuff. So if you don't want to know what's in the Advent calendar box, fast forward the video to right here so that you don't see anything you don't want to see. This is your warning. All right, if you're still here, that means that you're okay seeing what's in the Advent calendar box. So let's get working on it. All right, you guys, so I did get through that batch of what I was working on. I have 2 more batches left to do, and then we will be done with that part of it. But yeah, I feel like this week has been really slow and really mundane. It is kind of the calm before the storm because we have so many shipments coming in, and these past few days have just really been a heavy designing day, talking with manufacturers, paying invoices, and just doing all of the back office type things. And so for you guys, it's been a little bit more on the boring side. But like I said, it is the calm before the storm because we have several shipments that are going to be coming in, and we're going to need to get through them quickly in order to maintain some level of peace in this room because the boxes are going to pile up really fast. There are a lot of new products coming, like regular shop products, and then we also have the Advent calendar box products that are still arriving. So a lot of fun things coming up. I am going to get these boxes broken down, and I don't know if you guys can even see them. There's like a ton of boxes back there, but I'm going to get those broken down and taken to the back. Yeah, and then I need to head out for the day. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know know that it was more of a mundane type vlog, but again, that's just the reality of being a small business owner. Some weeks are really busy, some weeks are a little on the slower side with a lot more computer work and less busy work around the shop. But yeah, it just is what it is, and I'm glad that you guys came along with me. I do hope this video blessed you in some way, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye guys.